Hi guys, welcome back to Sunday League to Champions League. My name is Chris, aka Big Will, and today we have a Carabao Cup tie away against Coventry City. The Championship side currently sat in 5th place, so they're in decent form themselves. Be an interesting one to be a part of, and we also follow it up with a game against Southampton in the Premier League. As you can see, since you were last with us, we have hit a bit of a run of form more recently. Obviously, it looks a little bit better because we had a couple of friendlies in there as well. But after yesterday's episode, um, we had a 1-0 defeat against Fulham. I was very disappointed with it. We got completely outplayed, but we did manage to turn that around with a 5-0 win at home against Rapid Vienna. We then followed it up with a 1-0 draw against Tottenham. And again, we were the better side for the most part of that game, but a late equaliser from a set piece did us in, and we only managed to get the point. We had a 3-week international break then, so we fit in a couple of friendlies. They were relatively straightforward. We got a 6-1 win at home against Burnley. Very good performances all round. We followed it up with a 3-0 win away against Shakhtar and a 2-0 win away against Leicester in the Premier League last time out. So we're starting to find a bit of a rhythm. Defensively, just the one goal conceded in our last 3 competitive matches, only 2 in our last 5. So, we're getting there. We're starting to find our rhythm. And going into this game today, we are going to rotate a little bit just to give 1 or 2 players an opportunity. And it's also an opportunity to see which of these players do really want to get that game time in as more regular starters as well. They need to go out there and perform. Gert will start in goal today. Romano, Yerushalmi, Hajo and Ducey at the back. Siles, Youngblood and Dahl in midfield with Tell, Guillem and Morrell as the front three. Youngblood has been playing quite a lot of football recently, so I think, to be fair, we'll give Hayes the opportunity in the midfield and we'll put Rob Dahl as a more attacking central midfielder. He prefers the attacking role. So we'll just see how it goes. And as you can see, morale has started to pick up a little bit for the most part through the squad. And at the end of the day, yes, the Carabao Cup is not the biggest trophy that you can win, but we want to get some regular silverware into the club. Yes, we won the Community Shield at the start of the campaign, but it's still a very important competition, the Carabao Cup. And if we went all the way and won it, I'd certainly take it, to be quite honest. And it just provides us an opportunity. 1.5 minutes in, a thigh injury for Hayes, so unfortunately he does not get that full amount of game time that you would have wanted. We'll get Van Heck on and put him in that holding role in midfield and move Silas up into the central role and give Van Heck a little bit of game time as well. He actually only signed a 1-year deal. Obviously, it was a deal, as I mentioned before, that was sorted pre my arrival. So he's got a lot to play for, but I don't think he's the kind of player that we want to be keeping around. He is getting on a bit now, despite his qualities. As Coventry getting behind there and a very poor effort at goal, really. A very well worked move, but a poor effort. And Coventry at the moment seem to be the better side. Obviously, we have rotated a bit, like I say, but we do need to be a little bit careful. Like I say, Coventry doing very well in the Championship at the minute, and we have to give them the utmost respect. But at the same time, we have to rotate. As I mentioned before, we have to give our backup players the opportunity. But at the moment, they're not they're not showing any kind of the levels of performance that we should be expecting. And it's all Coventry at the moment. Casado plays it out to Maranika on this left-hand side. And he continues to with his run. We're not putting a challenge in. And it's off the woodwork by Vivaldo. And again, Coventry just reset and start to rebuild again. They've had 4 attempts at goal here. We haven't even got into the game. We're going to demand more, despite it only being 20 minutes in. Guillem with a delivery from the set piece. They get it clear. Dahl picks it up into Van Heck. And now Romano back to Dahl again. Now Siles. Opportunity to play it out to the right. It's gone straight through the middle in the end. Morrell couldn't get a strike away. Ducey wins the header and finds Siles. And now Romano down the left-hand side into Tell. Back to Siles again. We're knocking the ball about reasonably well, but again, looking a little bit toothless at the moment. And Vivaldo straight on the counter-attack here for Coventry, and it's fallen for him again. And Vivaldo scores, and Coventry have the lead, and it's been coming. It has definitely been coming. And like I say, in terms of our setup today, we have rotated quite a bit, but this is extremely poor. We should be at least be a lot more competitive than we are being. It's an extremely poor performance, and a few players are definitely going to be playing themselves out of contention as things stand. Riccio with a delivery back toward the far post, and again, we just about get it away. It's again all Coventry and Gay there, just about keeping that out, but it was very nearly a big error from the keeper, and Coventry could get this tie finished here in this first half if we're not careful. We are going to make changes at half time. There's no doubt about it. Vivaldo comfortably winning that header as well. Luckily, off target. Apparently, we have created more opportunities, but we are so poor here. And again, we'll demand more. And I was a little bit confused there. My eyes couldn't focus on it for a second, but Luis Guilherme has ended up with the ball on this right-hand side. And can we get a strike away? Mattis Tell. Well, he's finished it really well, Mattis Tell. It's a very good equaliser in terms of the finish itself. But again, quite fortunate that we've managed to get back into the game, considering the way the first half's gone. Luis Guilherme using the space very well on this right side. He cut in, and I thought he was going to have a shot, but instead he laid it over to Mattis Tell, who had a little bit more space to work, and he just snuck it in at the far post. So we're back level. We have grown into the game a little bit toward the end of this first half, but like I say, it's not been the best performance from our backup side here. Van Heck into Hadjo. Can he knock it forward? Siles back to Hadjo again. We're starting to get a little bit of control. Yerushalmi into Dahl. That's a nice pass out wide to Mattis Tell. He cuts inside and finds Van Heck. And now Ducey. Chance to get round the outside from Ducey. Can he get the ball in? Maronika winning one challenge, but Ducey still gets the cross in. Mattis Tell down to Morrill, and Diagisa with a comfortable save in the end, and we should have done a little bit better. It's certainly been an end-to-end first half, looking at the number of chances. Mattis Tell into Dahl, and Morrill just about keeps it in, into Tell, toward the far post, and Guilherme is there, and Guilherme gets his first goal of the season. We've managed to turn it round in the end, and we've finally managed to get the message across that we need to be doing a lot more in this game, and we've finally started to hit our stride. Like I say, form has been pretty good going into this match, but again, it's just taken a little bit of time to get into our rhythm today, and I think with the rotation, it has been a bit of a problem. But we do have the lead at half time. It's a 2-1 lead. In the end, we've looked okay, and I'll tell the lads not to get complacent. It is only a 1-goal advantage. Tell and Guilherme assisting for one another's goals as well, so that is quite a nice bit of play between them. And hopefully we can build on it in this second half. Chelsea trying to get back at Liverpool. Liverpool with 3-0 up and then had a red card. Chelsea are now at 3-all as well, so Romero swinging this one in. Dahl trying to knock it in. Kesler Hayden manages to clear. Yerushalmi back to Romano. Just holds on to it, tries to get round down this left-hand side, and he does well. Finds Mattis Tell, who didn't really have anywhere to go. It was a bit of a poor decision, that one from Romano. Yerushalmi with a good header, though, and Dahl into Van Heck. And now Siles plays it out wide to Guilherme. Charging down this right-hand side. Opportunity to get it into the penalty area. Finds Van Heck, and Van Heck gets his first goal for the club. I'm not entirely sure how it went in the end. I'm not sure if the keeper saved it or if it hit Latibaudiere. But either way, it still ended up going in. Guilherme did really well, cutting it back, and Van Heck strike. I think, by the looks of it, actually hit the arms of Latibaudiere, but nothing was given against him, obviously, because the goal still stood. And we've managed to cement our position in this cup tie. It's taken a bit of doing, it has to be said. We will make a couple of changes. Separach is going to come on up front. Morrill is on a yellow card, but I think I'll leave him on, get him some proper game time. Um, and in terms of the rest of the squad, I think we'll get Humphreys on for Hadjo as well, give him a little bit of game time in at centre back. He's not seen too much of an opportunity so far. A little bit disappointed that James Hayes got injured, of course. He had a big chance today to get a performance in, but we'll just have to monitor him afterwards and see what's happened with him. Matthew Joseph into Leverington. It's ended up laid bad. They try and knock it forward. Vivaldo won the header, and Matteo Joseph is in, and it's a good save from Gare. But again, defensively, a little bit questionable. It was very, very easy for Vivaldo. He's dominated proceedings up front for Coventry today. As Cambiaghi with the corner, swung in, we do clear, and it's out for a throw. But again, like I say, Vivaldo has been the better player today for Coventry, as Cambiaghi gets another corner, and we managed to get it clear reasonably comfortably. Kesler Hayden losing out to Sheparach, but again, we're just struggling to get over the line in this one. Kesler Hayden plays it into the penalty area. It's another very good piece of goalkeeping from Gaet. He's had a decent game, to be fair, overall. He's not done too badly, rating a 7.2 so far. If it wasn't for the goals from Luis Guilherme, of course, who's got 2 assists and the goal, he certainly has put in the man of the match performance today. Here is Ducey. Back to Humphreys. And Ducey again into Silas. And now Guilherme again coming down this right-hand side. They've not managed to deal with him at all today. Can he get it into the penalty area? He swings it in. And there is the goal for Morrell. Cutting in from that left-hand side. It's a hat-trick of assists for Guilherme, as well as him getting his goal. And in the end, it's been a comfortable win where the scoreline's concerned. But in terms of the way the match has gone, especially based on that first half, I think it could have gone either way. The fact that we woke up toward the end of that first half certainly has made a difference in this match. And again, in terms of match stats, yes, we've had a lot more shots at goal, but in terms of shots on target, very, very even. 7 minutes of added time. Lanferman into Casado. He manages to flick the pass through, and Cambiaghi gets onto it and finds Vivaldo. Lays it back to Laferman again. Cambiaghi just holding onto it in central midfield. We're keeping the pressure on, but it's a good switch of play. And Kesler Hayden in space down this right hand side beats his man, swings it in toward Vivaldo, and in the end, it's gone over. But again, Vivaldo very much the target man. And in the end, we've come away with a 4-1 win. It looks a lot more comfortable than it was that game. But we've got the result we wanted, and we are into the next round. Liverpool managed to hold Chelsea off in the end and win on penalties. That's a big, big result, that one, considering they went down to 10 men after half an hour. And our progress in the Carabao Cup continues. Hayes, unfortunately, is out for 3 to 6 weeks, so that is a bit of a blow for him. He'll probably miss 1 or 2 opportunities now of game time that he probably would have had otherwise. Derby County knocked out Tottenham. That is a big shock there to get through to the quarter-final. And Crystal Palace, Everton, Manchester City, and Liverpool, of course, also getting through. So certainly some tough ties that could become a fruition for the next round, but we'll see how things go in the meantime. We've got 5 days to go before the home game against Southampton, so bear with me, and then we'll come back for that league game, and hopefully the form will continue. Okay, guys, here we go for the game at home against Southampton. As you can see, in terms of the league table, it's quite a closely fought race at the moment. All teams dropping points on occasion. A win for us today would, depending on the size of the result, would put us up into the top half of the table. But again, it's all very, very tight near the top of the league at the moment. Brentford, Fulham, losing to Fulham by the looks of things, probably wasn't as bad as a result as I thought it was. They're sat in third at the moment. And Everton all up there. And obviously we could leapfrog West Ham with victory today. And if we can get a big result, we could also go ahead of Newcastle. But it's all very close now at the moment. But a win is what we are aiming for as per usual. And hopefully we can find a way to do that. We are rotating back to a much stronger squad today. Cook originally. I mean, he's much better as an attacking midfield player, isn't he? We'll drop that back to support, and yeah, that switches them around again. So we're back to the full strength starting 11, basically. Um, Obviously, with the injuries to Correa and Hayes, it does take out a couple of options, but Griffith, Sheparach, and Humphreys and Ducey don't really get a look in at the moment. Other than that, the squad is looking pretty strong. So we go into today's game hoping to continue our form that we finally managed to build up a little bit. Obviously, we got a good result against Liverpool, but the defeats against Arsenal and Manchester City and the draw against Tottenham, as well as the defeat against Fulham, of course, all very early in the season. It really seems to have set us into a rhythm of where we're at the moment. It's a bit of a shame because since then we've looked pretty good. It's just going to be a case of pushing on and hoping that other teams drop points. So going into this game, we should be expecting a win. But again, it's the Premier League. Anything can happen, but we are at home. We've had a few attempts, not on target. Southampton have had the one attempt on target so far. And nothing worthy to speak of in the opening half an hour. 70% possession we've had, though. So we are dominating the ball, but again, creativity, it does seem to be letting us down. Here is Romano into Oscar Gluck. Laid back to Capelli. Now Medina. Biner, that's a lovely pass from Biner. Mattis Tell has got to hit the target from there. That was a lovely delivery, that from Biner. He's been a bit of a strange one, Biner. He's really struggled to find his way in the team. He's a very good player, but he's not really got a level of consistency at the moment. But that was absolutely top class, that ball into the penalty area, and it's a shame that it didn't work out. Cook there, a chopping challenge there, very, very dangerous in fact, but luckily we got away with it as Whitbread finds Capelli, and we look to just build ourselves again from the back. Dixon into Youngblood, and it's very lazy from the midfielder, and now Hillman into Turia, and Dixon has lost possession in the box, and Southampton, the team at the bottom of the Premier League, have taken the lead here. We're going to demand more because it's completely unacceptable to be behind, especially after an error such as that. And come the second half, we need to have a very hard look at ourselves because that is unacceptable. And we need to go out there and really perform in front of the Old Trafford crowd in this second half. Youngblood coming down this left-hand side. He has got support in behind him. Tries to play an early ball across. Biner into Cook. It's a good effort and it's a very good save from Bazunu, who remains a Southampton player. He signed from Manchester City in 2022, so he's still there 11 years on. Here is Romano with the corner. Sesko was there. He didn't get onto it, but it's fallen for Medina. Charges in, crosses in. Tell unable to win the challenge. Youngblood picks it up now. The attack continues, swings into far post, and Medina's header well caught by Bazunu. Much more positive at the start of the second half, but again, we're failing to be really clinical at the moment. And we're going to take Matty's tail off because he's been shocking today. Morrell can come on for him. And it's the first time we've seen Sesko have a really poor game as well, but I will remain patient with him for the time being. We'll just do, yeah, just the one substitution for now. We're going to go attacking, and we will demand more again, depending on how this set piece goes. We'll demand more now. Whitbread makes the claim pretty well from the corner, to be fair. And he launches it forward. Morrell does well to win the header, in fact. And now Youngblood into Morrell. Coming down this left-hand side, can he get it into the penalty area? No, he can't. He lays it back to Romano, who does charge down this left-hand side. Again, being forced to play it back, and Youngblood into Oscar Gluck. And that is a big, big goal from Oscar Gluck. He's really settling into a rhythm in that normal central midfield role at the moment. And it's another very good goal from him. We have our equaliser. We'll stay on the attacking mentality because we certainly look to have a bit more about us going forward since doing that. And we are level here. Hopefully we can find a way to get ahead in the match. But Changes quite a few match ratings, that, as you can see, but Benjamin Šeško, extremely poor up front for us today. Romano with a delivery from the corner. Šeško was the target, and again, not getting anywhere near it. Romano back to Medina, and it took a heavy deflection, and it hit the post, I think. But offside was given against Romano. Romano here, though, with a free kick, swings it into the penalty area. Capelli down to Cook. It's a good finish, but I've got a feeling Cook may have been offside there. It was a very neat knockdown from Capelli, but I think Cook was offside, and he was. So the wait goes on here for a potential winner in this match, and only a quarter of our attempts at goal have been on target. Very, very poor. Romano here with a free kick into Medina. And that's a poor pass, and Hillman intercepts very, very easily. And now it's Morgan. Biner couldn't win the tackle, and Morgan's still going, and Morgan puts it wide. That's a huge chance for Southampton, and we're going to demand more again from the side. And to be honest, I'm thinking about changing another player because Šeško has been shocking today. Guillem can come on for him. And Romano, he's had a good game, Romano, to be fair. Rippis can come on for him just because he's shattered. And Beinert is going to come off as well, I think. And we'll get Hajo on at right back. And 10 minutes to go. We need to find a winner, please. We can't demand more. We've just done it again. Can we find a way here in added time? Rodriguez into what? Back to Rodriguez. Querfeld looking over the top, and Southampton do win the header. Dixon into Rippis. And that's very lazy. And Breeder got onto it, but it was a heavy touch, and we'd get away with it. And Rippis coming down this left-hand side. And again, giving it away. This time he does find the pass to Oscar Gluck. And that's a nice pass to Medina. A little bit of space to work. Can he play it across? And Guillem's shot is blocked. That was a big, big chance. And its points dropped again. After such a good run, and we're dropping points against the bottom team in the league. And we can't afford too many of these mistakes. We still sit in the bottom half of the table. I know it's close in relation to points, but I mean, you know, we've got to be better than that. We need to be winning those games, and we need to be winning them comfortably. We're 8 points off the pace. We're not going to catch Chelsea, I don't think, because they're just winning games constantly at the moment. Obviously, the likes of Brentford, Fulham, maybe Everton as well, they will drop points. But from our point of view, that is a poor, poor result. And we've really got to work on things going forward. Even on the attacking mentality, we looked a bit toothless, really. We've had a really good month, though, overall. But that is a very poor result. And we've got a very important month to come. And we'll probably, I think, to be fair, just to push it along a little bit, we will probably just get November done and out of the way. And we'll probably come back for Leeds and Genk at the start of December. And we'll just push it on a bit so that we can take a proper note of exactly where we're at. And hopefully, in the meantime, I'm looking at these Premier League games. We should get 4 wins. But after that result against Southampton, it could end up looking a little bit dicey. But until next time, guys, thank you very much for your support. Please like, subscribe to the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. I will see you all next time. This is Big Will, signing away.